like being back?
It's been great. Just to see the looks on people's faces as you walk in the building. Some people were surprised. Even, the cafeteria lady, Miss Marie, walks up and gives me a big hug. It's just stuff like that that you kind of appreciate when you walk into a building. I know what type of locker room that we have here, so I never questioned being looked at differently when I was away. So, like I said, it's a blessing to be back. I'm just happy to be here.
Jesse, what prompted yesterday to be the day?
I don't know. You go through a lot of thoughts. Like I said, a lot of thoughts of what's the right day, what's not the right day. Obviously, everybody's situation is a lot different. And I just thought that it'll be a good time for me to come back a week before the preseason, be able to start building relationships with guys that just got here, guys that's going to be making the team these next couple of weeks. But yeah, I had a great time being away as well. The most time I've been able to spend with my family, most time I've been able to spend by myself alone. I think it was very impactful for me, so it was good.
At this time last year, you had said you thought you were next after Sam Hubbard got his deal, and here you are this year still without a deal. Why do you think you haven't been able to get a long-term deal done with Bengals?
I don't know. I don't think that's my question to answer. I think it's a great opportunity for me to continue to present what I'm about, who I am, to this franchise and other teams as well. So, like I said, I'm looking at this as an opportunity to prove that I'm one of the best safeties in this league, and I'm not sure why I'm not paid yet. But this is, like I said, this is a great opportunity for me to create some wealth for my family. It's not a bad number at all. This franchise tag number isn't bad, so I'm not going to be naive to that. So like I said, I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here.
You said there was a question of whether or when you would show up. Was there ever a question of whether you would?
Yeah, those talks came about. But like I said, I know what type of locker room that is here, and I know that it's different here compared to other places. So yeah, I want to be here. I've been drafted here. I've been here for 4 years. I created a lot of family, friends here, a lot of relationships in this locker room, outside the locker room, in the cafeteria with the lunch ladies. So it's not, like I said, it was definitely a conversation that you have to have, obviously. But I think I love this game too much to be able to just sit out a whole year. There was, maybe you get traded. There's a bunch of different scenarios that come into mind when you're getting franchise tags. So, yeah.
Over the last 2 years, we've seen 8 guys in the NFL in kind of similar situations to what you've been in now, public or press trades. That wasn't a strategy you took. Was that something on your mind, and why didn't that end up to the best path forward for you?
Like I said, I know what's in this locker room. I didn't want to. I'm not that type of guy to ask for all the attention and make it a big deal about requesting a trade. Maybe that came about at some point where there was some talks where other teams were looking to trade for me, maybe. But like I said, that didn't happen. So this is where I'm at, and like I said, I'm happy to continue to prove that I'm one of the top safeties in this league.
Jesse, obviously there's being in shape, which you, I'm sure, clearly are, but then there's football shape. And, Zach has made reference to it. It's going to take a little time to get you up to football shape and game speed. How long do you think that'll be?
I think I could go out there right now and play. I think I've done a really good job of being a professional with this time being away. Like I said, I spent a lot of time with my family, the most time I've been able to spend with them since college. And also spending a lot of time by myself. I give credit to my trainers out there in Tampa with Yo Murphy, back in Fort Wayne with Traction and Durante Powers, and then I was in Fort Myers by myself and my trainer, Lawrence Barnett. So I know what it takes to be in shape. But yeah, there's definitely a different type of conditioning that you have to be in football shape. And that's why I chose to come back with a couple weeks before week 1. Like I said, I'm in the best shape, I think, of my life. I think the reason why I have to come back earlier to continue to get in those body positions and being able to communicate and build the relationships to have the success that we've had this past year.
Jesse, over the next week and a half, what does your ramp up look like? What does practice look like today for you?
Yeah, so I'll ease into it. Coach Taylor has done a really good job of being able to communicate with me and protecting me as well. He understands what situation I'm in. So I'll be doing some individual periods these next couple of days, and like I said, ease into it. Start probably ramping it up after this week. So, yeah.
Do you expect to play in the opener?
Absolutely.
You weren't able to have a playbook for installation and all that sort of thing, but you're about as sharp as it gets, so they haven't really installed much more than base concepts kind of thing at this point, probably. Do you feel like you're right up to speed mentally with it, even just being here for just a little bit?
Actually, I had my iPad. It's something that I do every year. I take my iPad with me. I get in contact with Travis and the iPad guys upstairs, and I keep my iPad every time, and I get film from all the top safeties, and I watch it throughout the off season. So that wasn't ever a problem. I was able to watch every single practice, every single individual period with my time being away. So like I said, I'm up to speed on the playbook and with my conditioning, so that's not a problem.
So all the adjustments, whatever, you're totally in concert with. You've done all the mental rep work.
Absolutely. I've like I said, I had my iPad. Everything was uploaded on there. I had access to everything, so it was like I wasn't here, but I was here. So.
What's it like to hear, all the players, Zach, everyone kind of support you publicly while you were going through this? What's it like as you're going through and making a decision to kind of hear all those comments publicly?
Yeah, it means a lot. Like I said, it speaks volumes to what we are here in Cincinnati. I'm not surprised. I would do the same thing for them if they were in the same situation. So yeah, I appreciate them. I reached out to them multiple times and just thanking them for handling it the right way, the way I would do it as well. So like I said, very thankful.
Jesse, with the franchise tag rule, I know you guys have to stop negotiations at this point. Are you looking at this next season as your last season here, or would you be open if next off season, if things go well this season, to continuing to try and work through things with the Bengals?
Yeah, like I said, I think this is an opportunity for me to prove, not to the Bengals, but to the whole league, just like any other year. I look at every single year as a contract year regardless. If you think about it, people get traded, people get cut every year. So my mindset has always been every year is a contract year and to gain the respect around the league. So like I said, whether it's here, which I would love it to be, whether it's somewhere else, I'm going to show who Jessie Bates is on and off the field.
You said last year that you felt like the beginning of the year, maybe you let some of those distractions kind of get to you. How do you avoid that, just putting aside, the business side of things and what you've been through with this organization? Yeah,
last year was your first time going through it. So, yeah, I had a lot of emotions involved. You don't know until you know, until you experience it. Everyone's situation is very different. So it's hard to speak to other people about the situation. But like I said, my situation is different than Joe Mixon's situation or Sam Hubbard's situation. So just being able to be true with yourself, get those emotions out, being able to do yoga, have some meditation a little bit, and just keeping a clear mind, I think, is something that I'll do throughout this year compared to last year.
Jesse, how much were you motivated by the fact you came so close with this group of guys getting the ultimate prize in February, and how much does that factor now in, like you said before, really wanting to be back in that room?
Yeah, this is a different team than last year. Obviously, we have a lot of the core pieces still here, so we still have to go out there and prove that we're that same team. But yeah, there's obviously there's not a lot of teams in this league that have an elite quarterback like Joe Burrow. I think if you want to be on a good team, you got to have a good quarterback, and that's something that obviously I think will stick in the back of my mind as the next couple of years come.
What do you think of the young talent that's been added to the back end? You said you got a chance to take a look at it, like you said. What do you think about those guys?
Yeah, I think they're very talented, and the other piece is that they're very smart as well. From what I've heard, I haven't been in the meeting rooms, but they've been asking great questions. Like I said, I've been able to watch the film and see how explosive Dax Hill is. So those guys will contribute this year in great ways to make this team better. So I'm happy that they're a part of the team.
Speaking of Dax, how did you process when the team drafted him, given what your situation was? Did you take it personal, or were you just okay? But you said you reached out to him, but how did you take it?
I think in any business, in any negotiations, leverage is the biggest part of that. And I understand that me and Vaughn are on our last year of our deal, so I mean, it made sense for them to draft 2 safeties. That's the uncomfortable conversations, but honestly, I don't care about the uncomfortable conversations at this point. So yeah, I expected that. I had a call with Coach Taylor, I think a couple of days before the draft, and I told him I wouldn't be there at OTAs until I got a contract. So I expected them to draft a safety, and like I said, I don't take it personally. I look at it as an opportunity for Dax and Ty as well to come in and contribute to this team. I mean, I was drafted here in the 2nd round, and they had 2 starters here as well. So it's a cycle, man. It's part of the league. It's the uncomfortable conversations, like I said, that a lot of people avoid. Like I said, I'm here. I know what I'm about, so I'm good with it.
Was there any intent behind the IG post from the suite?
No, actually, my sister had her 3rd child. She had a niece, one of my first blood niece, and I was just traveling through Cincinnati, and I was like, I'm gonna pop my head in here. I got a suite, so I mean, I pay for it. I might as well pop my head in. And also, like I said, I like this team a lot. So being able to just be there when I'm not here was pretty cool, I thought.
Just a couple more minutes, please.
What was the experience like seeing it from up there instead of where you're obviously normally at?
Yeah, I was really impressed with the fans, how many fans there were. I didn't think that it would be a great atmosphere like it was. But yeah, I don't want to watch any games from that suite anymore. So yeah, it's definitely a different type of view, but being able to watch the game from that angle and be able to process it and understand what's going on still, even though I'm not there, was pretty cool.
What will your involvement be today? I know you're not going to be in team, but will you be doing side rehab work? You're going to be working with Dax, or?
Yeah, like I said, I'll be doing individual, and then I'll be doing some conditioning, and then I'll be able to watch practice. So.
Was there a moment this offseason where you were confident, or you thought a deal might get done, where you were excited about the possibility of that actually happening?
Yeah.
Getting to the finish line?
Yeah, I thought maybe we had a good chance to getting it done. But no, I mean, I can't control that part. So yeah.
You talked about, half the fact you want a good team, you have a good QB, and something you're going to think about. How do you, when you look at the numbers, and the numbers are going to be what they are the next couple of years, how do you financially quantify that, knowing there might be an odds of kind of what you might want to get paid moving forward?
Yeah, it's another part of the business that, you got to put your mind to. Like I said, I have to also create, wealth for my family. It's not like I come from it, so it's not like I got drafted 1st round. So I have to think about that as well, about taking care of my family and stuff like that. So.
Do you think it'll be a relief, Jesse, when you step on the field, forget about the business and play?
Yeah. I love the game. I love being around it. It's just an exciting moment just to be in meetings, being able to watch film, bounce ideas off other people. But yeah, I'm a football player, and I'm excited to be here, like I said, and I'm going to put my best foot forward for this team and for myself as well.
Jesse, one last one.
when you first got into the league, were you aware of how much of a business it was in the business aspect, or was there a point in your first few years where you realized, man, this is a business?
Yeah, like I said, it's a cycle. I got drafted here, second round, and they cut George Iloka, and I became a starter. I'm not sure if that was a decision from my guy T.A., who is the defensive coordinator with the Steelers now, but he told me that we were going to compete. He told me, Sean Williams, and George that we were going to compete for the starting job, and I know George was supposed to make whatever, $8 million or whatever, and I was supposed to make $500,000. So it made sense. It's something that, like I said, I've paid attention to throughout my years in this league, and I think that's what other players, young players, should do as well.
Thanks, Jesse.
Appreciate you guys.
You say it.